extremely well for all of these years. I remember reading his book soon after it came out, and its approach was radical for the time, to let the central part of the job hunt emerge from one's interaction. One's journey with God is similar. Many people have satisfying spirituality by themselves, but to fully express one's essence requires interactions with other people, a community. And often the best community for this journey is a congregation, a group of people who worship together and walk life's journey together. You know, the spiritual road is a long and dusty one. There's an African proverb about why antelopes walk in pairs on the dusty roads: to blow the dust out of each other's eyes. This is what a congregation does for each other. To make a commitment to join a congregation is to blow a lot of dust around. It is being willing to blow the dust out of the eyes of others and letting them blow away the dust in your eyes. Jesus pointed out how often we focus on a speck in the eyes of another, but aren't aware of the beam in our own. The congregation helps us, out of love, see our own beams, our own planks. This is a crucial dimension of the spiritual journey. We have to see the fullness of who we are before God can help us come into divine human union. In the fourth step of AA, we became aware of what we need to improve in ourselves. But to get from the fourth step to the seventh, where we let God remove our defects, we need a lot of community. We have to be able to share with another those parts of ourselves that we want to change. And we need loving support to let God transform us. This month is the 6th month, and we're focusing on step number 6, making ourselves ready to let God transform us by removing our defects. It is easy in some ways to start the spiritual journey. We can see ahead of us a beautiful glowing light down the road. Yet the road has so many twists and turns that it's easy to get lost. And the path is so dusty that our eyes become blurry. None of us can know how God is leading someone down this road, but we can blow away dust to help each other see that light that we're walking towards. Most of us walk this road in the company of many other people. Joining a church is making a commitment to trod the road frequently with a particular group whose spirituality is rooted in a common tradition. One of the things that are a surprise to many who first become involved in a faith community is to see how much disagreement and conflict are part of church life today. One's initial response can be, what kind of church is this where people disagree on so many things? Well, one of my favorite authors is Peter Stenke. He is a Lutheran minister and a pastoral counselor, and he does a great deal of counseling with congregations. He says that a congregation is the body of Christ, and we would probably say the divine human. And a congregation can function like a living organism. And like a living organism, it can experience health and illness. However, health and disease are not opposites, says Stenke, but rather they're part of a unified wholeness. And I'm quoting from him here, disease disrupts the body's balance. By doing so, disease provokes the healing capacity of the body to restore the very balance disease has disrupted. Many of the symptoms of disease are actually the body's healing resources at work. For example, higher body temperature kills germs. And I'm sure that we have all had experiences where we know that something has laid us low for a few days and that becomes a time that's very regenerating and fulfilling, or that we may find that running a fever is killing germs. There are many ways that what we call illness can in fact be part of the balance of a larger kind of ecosystem. When we disagree with each other in community, we can easily feel out of balance. But yet, the conflict in a congregation can be the fever that kills off germs, keeping us whole. In the Portland New Church, we've adopted a communication covenant that honors and celebrates the differences in community and provides standards of love and respect for exploring our conflicts. A healthy congregation, like a healthy family, cannot thrive without open sharing and conflict. It is a way we keep blowing dust away for each other. I'm reminded of the story of a wise teacher in a community of students. There were many conflicts in this community, and one group came to the teacher to explain their position on an important issue. The wise teacher listened carefully and then responded, "Yes, you are right." Well, when word of this got around, a group with an opposite position went to the teacher to explain their position. The teacher responded, "Yes, you are right." Then someone who hadn't yet taken a position came to talk with the teacher and said, "Teacher, these two positions cannot both be right because they are opposites. If one is right, then the other must be wrong." And the teacher responded, "Yes, you are right." Just when you think you're soaring through life, you can be pushed out of your airplane. And a community, a spiritual, loving community, cannot stop those things from happening in your lives. But we do give you a parachute with our logo on it, so that when you are pushed out, all you have to do is open your parachute, and you will land in our outstretched arms. And now for our closing song. Our closing song is, "How Could Anyone Ever Tell You?"
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're